this is not a good time to be moving the business out of the home. We searched for an office, which we finally found one. We let everybody know, and in May 2009 we moved out. It was actually very scary, because we'd been in home for 10 years. And we started promoting. So, how did it go? Well, the good news is we survived. We actually won 2 national technical awards that year. One, in getting my head around promoting, one of the things that I did was I talked to our clients about us putting the work we're doing for them, which was confidential, and so I needed their permission, forward for awards. One of our clients agreed. So that little board that's been going around there won 2 national awards in 2009 for the engineering work. So that's a technical award. We picked up a new multinational client in that same time frame, and the person working for them, when I let them know that we'd been nominated for this award, actually said that they felt better about us, working with us, because they'd actually been a bit worried about us until that point. The email doesn't quite say that, but it's interesting to see how the award changed their perception of us, is the point I'm trying to make. And so we start to feel like a different kind of business. Our costs go up. When you move your business out of home, your costs go up. In our case, our costs went up by over $20,000 per annum. Now, I thought, yeah, I can sell an extra $20,000 per annum. Okay, this is my engineering hat on. But that's not how sales work. Sales have a margin. If your margin's 20%, I've actually got to sell an extra $100,000 per annum to get $20,000 in extra cash to pay my bills. So there are some interesting lessons in cash flow management and costs and margins. The next year we won Casey Business of the Year, which is quite an interesting thing, because by then, 2 years before this, we couldn't have won Casey Business of the Year because we weren't the kind of business that anyone would recognise as being a Business of the Year. So within 2 years we'd changed from being something no one would vote for as Business of the Year to actually winning the thing, because we'd started to put all this stuff in place. The thing that changed in us was not the technical stuff. We're actually still good engineers. We're still good at our technical execution. What changed was you actually learned how to put a business hat on and do things from a business perspective. And then last year we won the Electronics News Future Award. That's this one over here. Basically, if this was athletics, this is the gold medal in the national championships. So that's what that means in terms of where it sits in the industry that we're in. So I was really pleased about that, as you can probably imagine. The biggest changes for us were new clients and new client types. So it's actually opened up the market to who we can actually deal with. We have more income, but we've also got more income potential. Basically, we charge twice as much now as we did 3 years ago, and no one blinks. 3 years ago, they screamed. What changed? We did. Some of them are still the same people. We have recognition. So I'm now a member of the Victorian Economic Chamber of Commerce and Industry Small Business Council, advising state government on issues to do with small business. That was a position I was invited to. How did they know I existed? That's because the promotional activities brought me to their attention. Obviously with Casey, I've got a letter on our wall from Richard De La Riva congratulating us on this trophy. How do you know? I told him. So you can see there's a pattern here. So I've got over my cringe factor about promotion. I think good news is worth sharing, and we have some national exposure through the awards. We're now charging what we're worth, and as of today, and our internet strategies have been 2 years in the making, as of today 50% of all of our new clients now come through our website. So how do you sell a business? We don't sell anything on the website. All our website sells is that we're worth talking to for someone who wants those kind of services. But it sells that well enough that 50% of all of our new business is just walking in the door that way. And because we're a bigger company, positioned better in the economy, we can make a bigger difference. So what did I learn? You have to be good, but being good at your technical execution of whatever your business actually does isn't good enough. So it doesn't matter whether you leave home, whether you stay at home, these same lessons will apply to you. Business is a skill and a mindset you can learn. I'm an engineer. My business coach is very pleased that I learned, but he said he wasn't that sure at the beginning that I had what it took to actually learn this stuff, because I was so stuck on electrons and all that sort of technical stuff. Business is about a lot more than money. My favourite business quote is from Aristotle, and it goes like this. The purpose of the organisation is so that ordinary men and women can come together and in cooperation with each other do the extraordinary. Business is the platform in our society for making the world a better place. And making a buck while doing it. Because you still need to feed your own family while you're helping other people's. And anything really worthwhile is too big to do with one person on their own. So you're going to need partners. Business is about an exchange of value. And a good deal is a deal where the exchange of value is relatively uniform. The law of tort underpins our society. It says a deal is only really fair, valid and legally binding if there's a reasonable exchange of value. That means that you need to charge what you're worth and other people need to get good value from you. Use the internet, but the one advice I'd say is that having worked with a number of web developers, you need to learn for yourself enough about the internet that you can actually talk to them, engage them, advise them as to what you want. If you just give a bunch of web developers, I need a website, go make it happen, and you don't know what you're trying to achieve, then you'll spend a lot of money but you may not actually get an outcome. So you do need to learn how it works and what it's on about. And my personal belief is that you can all do it as well. That this is something that we can all do. I was talking to some of the business consulting and assisting guys earlier, and I think the biggest single lack we have here in Melbourne South East is competent management within our businesses, whether they be small, medium or large. Australia ranks at 30% of the OECD average for management capability now. What I was in our business is a mirror of what we struggle with as an economy. I think if we get our act together in this area, then everyone will do better. This is not about some people getting money at the expense of other people. The cake's not this big. We've just made it that big by having small mindsets. Okay, some awards, show off time. So we won 2 Innovation Awards in 2009, Casey Business of the Year in 2010, the Electronics News Future Award in 2011. During that same time frame, we won or were finalists in 7 other awards, including 2 Entrepreneur Award of the Year awards, which I personally received, which is pretty remarkable given that I was such an engineer the year before. So that's a bit of a look at us. Now I also have an offer for you from our business coach. So this won't be for everyone, but just something for you to consider. Mark is Canadian. One of the things that means is that he understands Australians a bit better than Americans do. Because Americans are just over the top, whereas Canadians are a bit more reserved like we are. Mark knows how to promote himself. If you read that statement there, he's saying, as a founder of my first startup company, I used exponential marketing strategies with no money down to build one of my service companies 3 times faster with double the industry average sales per employee with a fraction of the industry's blah, 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 blah. Promote, promote, promote. He knows how to promote himself. People read his stuff and they go, wow, he did that. Or they go run a mile and they go in the other direction. Either way, you will either select to work with Mark or you will not, based on the statements he's making. This is good marketing. This is in and out marketing. You know whether this guy is too over the top for you or not. He has 5 degrees, by the way. 1 in small and family business. He actually has a PhD in small and family business. One of the other reasons why we work with. So this is his office. This site is his site, and he sells a marketing kit for small businesses for basically $100. Anybody who buys in the next couple of days will also get a copy of this book, which is Secrets of Marketing Experts Exposed, which feature Mark as one of the contributors. So this is if you're interested. The reason that he can deliver this at that value is this is all automated content. So Mark is the master of automation. The Business Mastery program we're in delivers an email a day, a teleconference a month, a group meeting a month. All this happens automatically. Mark is not sitting there going, I need to email the next person. He has got systems running within his business that make it extremely efficient for him to be able to engage with other people. So you're actually getting thousands of dollars worth of content, but he can actually roll that out across multiple people. So you may want to consider that. Certainly if you don't know, if like me you're clueless about marketing, promoting, that kind of stuff, this could really help you. What you will find though is you want to work with someone in the long run, because you need to engage. So I would say that if you're not sure what you want to do with your business or what the next step is, find a business coach or mentor you can work with. So shop around, find someone that you connect with, because you need to be comfortable with the person, and get them to help you. All right, I'll go through a really brief show and tell. That one we talked about. This is at the chunky end of electronics. So this is not an iPhone, obviously. More industrial. We do a lot of industrial electronics, things that sit up poles, survive lightning strikes, turn things on and off in factories. That's the Future Award for Industrial Electronics. That's the Casey Business of the Year Award from 2010. And it's question time. So that's our story.
I have a question.
Yep.
It may seem stupid when it's
There are no stupid questions.
Talking to
There
a
are
young
stupid
lady at
answers.
school today who's in a wheelchair.
Yep.
She's got to get a special car and all that stuff going.
Yep.
And it's a motorised one. So
Yep.
it's not just lift in, throw the little wheelchair in.
Yep.
At the moment she's in something that comes down the back.
Yep.
Talking to her, I said, it's a pity you can't get a car that has a little thing come out electronically, move you in where the seat would have been and just drop you down.
Yep.
She said, nobody cares. And I know that my uncle had designed for a woman in Lakes Entrance many years ago who had no hands and feet or something, a car that she could drive.
Yep.
Does anybody do this sort of thing, or would it be something you would look at if her mother and her father wanted to know?
Robert Bosch are a company we have done work with, so we know about automotive electronics. But the biggest problem is market volume. To do the amount of work required to solve that problem for one person is probably too expensive. If there's a large enough market, then there's probably an opportunity in there for someone.
Well, she said most of her friends don't even bother to look for cars to drive because of the problem with the wheelchair.
Yeah, no, I understand. So the issue there is the car has to either be specially made or modified. So there are a whole bunch of
She's doing that new little
engineering
square
certificate
thing that
stuff.
they've bought out.
Yeah.
It looks ridiculous. I did pass one the other day.
Yeah.
It's got a little square box.
Yep. So hang on to that opportunity. So I can't give you a technical answer. The answer is yes, it can be done.
Take your card and give it to her parents.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you had any like bad experiences with business?
Bad experiences, you mean like people who don't pay, people who pay really late, clients who spend 18 months actually deciding to order something only to find out that the price can't be what it was 18 months ago. Contractors who don't deliver.
And how do you deal with that?
Yeah.
The same way everybody deals with it. After I stopped being,
Write a threatening letter.
after I stopped being annoyed, obviously, because you need to calm down. Look, if people aren't performing, you need to let them know that you're not getting what you need from them. If they're capable of doing the job, but they're just not giving it to you, then that's dealt with one way. If they're not capable of doing the job, either they've oversold themselves, in the case of an external person, or you got it wrong and picked someone, because you've got to take management responsibility yourself here. If you pick someone thinking they can do a job and it turns out you're wrong, then you also need to deal with that. But the first step is to work out what is the real problem. If someone's not paying, you need to ask them why they're not paying. Because it might be that they're really annoyed about something. And that if you fix that, then maybe that addresses the issue. It might be they actually have no money. It's not just you, it's everybody. This is not personal, they're in survival mode. And it might be that they're complete, nasty people. There are people out there like that.
With these somewhat unique inventions, how
Yep.
much involvement with patenting?
I've only got 2 patents in my name. Most of the time the client is actually the one who's come up with the invention.
Yep.
So they've got the novel idea, like the wheelchair idea or this idea, and we're implementing that. So on the scale of research and development, the CSIRO are over here in research. They're looking for knowledge that we don't currently have. As an engineer, I'm tending to use the fruits of science and research to create products using knowledge that already exists. That's a lot cheaper, amongst other things. So CSIRO can spend millions of dollars finding out something that I can then implement for tens of thousands of dollars into a real product. That being said, every project is different. So some of them are quite trivial, some of them are quite large. This device here is a 6-digit project. When you add up